not that difficult. It's like cleaning beer lines and keeping good beer, which is obviously essential in a pub. Your average cask ale barrel is 9 gallons. When I opened the Phoenix, we had 2 pumps on. So if one goes, you've only got one. That's not a good position to be in. But you live with it, you run with it. You make sure that you clean your line between every single barrel. Then, and provided it's been resting properly and tapped properly. But again, this is attention to detail, structure and discipline. Then you will get good beer. So that's a good place to start with a pub, having good beer that's drinkable. We built up to 6 pumps and that probably took 18 months. And a cask of real cider on the bar as well. So effectively we're running 7 pumps. That meant it was quite easy to clean between barrels because if you're unlucky, you're down to 3 or 4. You've always got a choice of beer. But let it settle properly, clean your lines properly. With the keg, which isn't live, it hasn't got things growing in it, yeast and hops and things. Clean them at least once a week. No. What I don't get with pubs is that the line goes from the pump to the barrel or cask in the cellar. That line contains beer. I look at that as money. I bought it, I want to sell it. When you clean between barrels when the barrel's empty, you don't waste that beer. You've sold it. The barrel's run out, there's none left. When you clean other than between barrels, which is what you have to do with kegs really, because they come as a unit, you're throwing away 2.5 pints of beer every time you clean a line. That costs you money. So you do that once a week, but you're prepared to spend that once a week because then your keg product tastes good. If it don't taste good, it doesn't matter what else you get right, people will not come and drink it. So getting your beer product right is essential, and we did that. You then have to create a warm environment. A friend of mine walked into Phoenix one morning, up a day on a Monday, having driven through Essex. We were going off to do something. And it hadn't been cleaned. It had been a busy Sunday, and he just walked in and says, "Oh, this feels lovely." Now that was it, absolutely at its worst. So you create that ambience, you use your fires, you have sofas, you make sure it's clean. And here it's a little odd, I don't mean clinically clean, I mean clean. You need, even in a modern building, and the Phoenix was 1330, the building, the pub since about 1600. Even in a modern building, you don't want it to look like a hospital operating theatre. That's cold and impersonal. But you don't want it to look like a junkyard either. You've got to find that balance, but it's got to be clean, it's got to be warm, it's got to be welcoming. You use pictures cleverly. Now, in the first instance, I put up some pictures with the private eye covers. It was a talking point. Actually, I think they did survive. But slowly you put up pictures in relation to the building, things that have happened. We would stage plays on the pavement and rattle it in for charity. Yeah, that was great, it brought people in, but in fact, it wasn't the sales from that event. By the time we looked after the people who did the play, we probably didn't make much money out of it anyway. But it wasn't the sales from that event, it was positioning ourselves in the marketplace, and it was putting the pictures on the wall. So someone might come to Faversham Market on a Saturday, and I'd have a lad wandering around giving out leaflets. A very important number of people say, "Where do you find this never-ending stream of very polite 15-year-olds?" I said, "It's difficult, but I found one which led to another, I think my chain got broken 3 times in 10 years. People tend to know people like them, and the first one came through a number of stars, through Vicky. So they'd wander around, so someone would then come in, and you knew they'd got the leaflets, they had it in their hand, and then they'd come from 10, 15 miles away, and they would say to their friends, "Do you know, it's a really lovely pub, it's got this lovely feel, there's a nice fire, the beer's good." And suddenly, It's all coming together, but you have to maintain it. Be it food or drink or ambience, the final watchword is consistency. I do remember once getting all the staff together in Phoenix. I wasn't happy. It's not the way I usually manage. So we got 3 bad reviews that I think are justified. Okay, we cannot have a 10 out of 10 pub the whole time. What I'm experiencing in the last week or so is 2 or 10. Total inconsistency. I'm not saying that to do with your job if that's the case. If we settle at about 8, I'm happy with that. We're delivering a consistency. People, when they come to see us, know what they're going to get. If we do a little bit better, they'll sing our praises even more. If we do a little bit worse, they'll sharpen their knuckles. Consistency. So that's how you do it. It's like an awful lot of things in life. It's not rocket science. It's actually pretty boring. But you have to have a structure.